Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you for your tweets. Shaka's here, as is Stevie. We weren't expecting Juls to be with us as well, but you've been made to stay, Juls. You must be delighted. What has been a rather quiet day for you, I imagine.
Yeah, I love being with you still at midnight, you know, after the day that we had today on Transatlantic, but this is family, you know, this is what we do.
Yeah. I've got to ask you what the latest on Enzo is.
Well, I believe it's all done now that Chelsea filed on time. We're waiting now confirmation from the two clubs, Benfica and Chelsea, to announce it officially on their channels, on their social media accounts and everything. We will know as well from the Benfica side the exact details of the deal, because they have to reveal them, unlike the Premier League clubs, for example. So we should get that probably tomorrow. I believe there's a few installments. That's what Chelsea wanted, with a 40 million euro transfer, like payment straight away before the installments. So we should know a bit more the details exactly of the deals tomorrow from the Benfica's side of things. But for Chelsea, they're surely getting ready now to announce the signing of Enzo Fernandez.
It's quite strange, Jules, to have you on with a caricature of yourself looking over your right shoulder and staring us down. There it is, look.
I think mine is better than Gab, to be fair.
Well, it's not the best.
Gab,
it's
I'm
not the
sure
best.
how,
It's a
tough contest, that.
It's not the best. So today, we spent a lot of time together, and normally there's a stupid Stevie story that comes out. But it wasn't you who was the fool today, was it, Stephen? It was Dr. Shaka Hislop.
Oh.
Shaka?
Yeah? Yes, Dad?
Would you like to retell the story?
So I got a call from a friend today who said his daughter asked him, if there's any player who club ever let go and then they brought him back. So we had just finished the pre-game for Newcastle.
So we went Thierry Henry,
Thierry Henry, Ronaldo. We started going through names. Robbie Fowler. We started thinking, it's like, yeah. And then about 10 or 15 minutes later, I remembered that I left West Ham and went back. But I was one of those players.
It genuinely took you that long as well, didn't it?
It did. Yes.
OK, right. Shaka, do you think Chelsea has a chance of winning the Champions League with the new squad? Who have they got? Dortmund? Is it Dortmund in the next round?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Listen, at this point, it's anybody's game. A worse Chelsea team than this won in, was it 2012? When they beat Bayern in the final.
Yes.
I don't think that Chelsea team was anywhere near as good as this one. You could even make an argument that Chelsea that eventually got the better of City. I thought they were certainly second best in that final. Havertz scoring, so they can. I'm not putting my money on it.
What's more likely? Chelsea finish top four or Chelsea win the Champions League?
Ooh.
You probably have to say... I'd probably have to say the Champions League.
Right.
Because in the Premier League, they've been so inconsistent, so you wonder whether they can pick enough points up to actually get in the top four. Whereas the Champions League, it's just a knockout. Shaka's just told you that previous teams that weren't particularly great ended up winning the Champions League. So I would say the Champions League.
Don?
Same. Club competition. I don't see them making 10 points up to try and get back into the top four. And it looks great, you know, when you sign all these players, and it's amazing for the Chelsea fans to grasp onto. But Graham Potter's got to stick all these players together in a system and get them going straight away. Because you can imagine Chelsea lose the next couple of games with all these brand new signings being integrated into the team. That's not going to be easy. So I think I'd go with Stevie. Champions League, cup competition.
Do you remember when you said Chelsea had a 0% chance of winning the Champions League, then they won it, Don?
I know, and I also said Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard wouldn't get sacked this season as well, didn't I?
He's on a roll. Go on, Jules.
Dan, I think we need to remind everybody that the 7 signings that Chelsea have made in January won't all be able to play in the Champions League in the knockout stages. Only 3 of the 7. So Joao Felix, Mudryk, Badiashile, Madueke, Andre Santos, Fofana and Enzo Fernandez, of course, among those 7, 4 will be left out from the Champions League squad, which means that, I don't know, let's say you keep Enzo, Mudryk and Badiashile, for example, and Joao Felix is not in the Champions League squad, but he's on fire in the league, for example. He will have to sit out the Champions League. So there will be a choice from Potter to make among those 7 new signings. And some are young. Andre Santos is 18. I don't know if they would have played him in the Champions League anyway. But even regardless of that, they will have to pick 3 of the 7s to put in the Champions League squad. So that will have an impact also on the choices and the options that Potter will have in the Champions League.
That's why we kept you, Jules. That's why you're here.
Bang.
3 out of the 7.
Thank you.
Ooh. Stevie, is the money spent on Gakpo and Nunez looking bad now? But Klopp says there is no money left for the midfield.
No, I don't think it makes them look bad. I certainly think they should have strengthened in the middle of the park. I don't know whether the club possibly being for sale has got anything to do with that.
Well, should they have not bought in Nunez and Gakpo and reinforced this midfield?
I have no problem with them bringing Nunez in. Again, see, the argument with Gakpo is that the potential of Gakpo is huge, and the price you can get him for right now is so good that even though it may not seem or it may not be your need at that time, sometimes it just makes sense to make the signing.
Right.
So, yeah, they're not bad signings. They're just not exactly what they desperately need right now.
Don, which team in your past made the biggest fanfare celebration for you when you arrived? Were you nervous or just excited in your first few days at each new club?
Never got a fanfare. Never, ever got a fanfare.
Anthony Gordon had 50,000 fans chanting his name today, didn't he? That was brilliant.
Amazing. and I was very jealous because I was watching his face as he was walking out of St James's Park, and he was like gasping, thinking like, "What have I joined here? Like, this is a steam train." So I've never had a fanfare. I think the most nervous I got, the most apprehensive I got, is when I signed for Everton, having previously played for Liverpool. So that was always going to be a little bit twitchy, a little bit edgy. But to be honest, Dad, I've never done anything conventional in my career. I was born in England, played for Scotland, played for West Ham, played for Millwall, played for Liverpool, played for Everton. So there's so many things going on that it didn't faze me because of the type of player I was. All you got to do is stick a couple of tackles in, 2 foot someone. Everton fans will like you.
There you go.
Didn't you play for Sunderland as well, Don?
There you go, Shaq. Newcastle supporter, played for Sunderland.
Weirdo.
Did you get a fanfare when you
No.
when you broke the English record for a goalkeeper?
Nope.
No?
So I signed the same summer that Newcastle signed Ferdinand, Ginola, Warren Barton, and then I came late just before the start of the season. Newcastle were playing up in Scotland. I can't remember exactly where, and there was no fanfare.
No, there's not many's ever had a fanfare.
Nobody does. Nobody used to do that. Nobody used to do that.
Fans, no.
Oh, they're a big fan. I've been to big fan. I've been at Ronaldo's presentation when it was full. Bernabeu was full.
In Spain.
They do that in Spain, but no,
talking about
English clubs do that.
Not as good as the Santi Cazorla presentation. Have you seen that?
Ooh, no.
That's when the magician makes him appear in like an empty vessel, covers it up, smoke, and then out comes Santi Cazorla.
Oh, fancy.
Fantastic.
But look, Jules is working on another deal.
Jules
Jules doing another deal.
Always text his wife going, I've got to stay late.
Is Jules like a policeman?
Is he like a policeman?
Does he have like snitches all around the world, sending him information?
Is that what it is?
Does he have to pay them?
Informers.
Oh, that's
So
what
like,
it is.
Tell you what, there's €50.
Right.
If you call me and let me know when the deal's done.
Oh.
Is it one of those deals?
50?
I like how you give the deal. How much do you pay your sources, Jules?
Nah, don't do that. We do services for each other. That's what we do. That's how it works.
Ah, there you go. You write a nice story.
Somebody, somebody snitches for you, and then you snitch for them.
Just the domino effect of snitching.
See, as soon as somebody does it once, that's you're involved.
All right, Dad.
I told you. Just be careful who your friends are.
After Caicedo's statement to leave Brighton, how does a player readjust back with the squad and manager And have you been in the dressing room when the player wanted to leave but ended up staying?
Remind me what his statement was.
It was, I love Brighton. I'm very happy with everything that they've done for me in my career.
But I'm out of here.
I want to leave.
See ya.
Players don't have a problem with that.
No?
No.
Adam Lallana said good riddance when he was asked about
Well,
it.
maybe Adam Lallana doesn't get on with Caicedo, but generally players, certainly players at a club like Brighton, as good as or as high as they are right now, every single player that plays at a club like Brighton wants to play for Chelsea or Man City or Liverpool, or they want to play at the top teams.
Right.
So they all understand that sometimes you may just get one opportunity and you have to take it. So the fact that he says that, unless you've got a beef with him, like it seems like Lallana has, every single one of them might do the same thing in their shoes.
Players aren't gonna care one way or the other, as TV says, but the fans will, and the manager has to figure out how he's going to manage that dynamic.
Don says there's millions of Caicedos in the world, so it doesn't really matter.
There is.
That's all right.
There is.
There it is.
By the way,
I'll guarantee you, Dan. I guarantee you, in our day, when he walked through the dressing room door, we'd all went, boo!
Right.
And we'd have took the mickey out of him. 5 minutes later, everything's fine.
What are your sources saying about Caicedo and the reaction he's going to get in the dressing room, Jules?
I don't know. I think it's done now. He didn't move. He wanted to move. I think he's going to go back into it. De Zerbi needs him. He's very important in the system and how they play and how they build from the back, all that kind of things. And he will want to move again in the summer. And let's see if that big offer is there in the summer as well. Let's hope for him that he finishes the season well, that there's no injury, there's no problems, and then see what Brighton do in the summer. You can understand from a Brighton point of view why they didn't want to let him go. Especially they didn't have time to get a replacement or would not have time to get a replacement. But you can also see why he would be disappointed that they didn't let him go when that offer was on the table.
De Zerbi was good, wasn't he?
I just need to make an official apology to Adam Lallana because he didn't say that about Caicedo.
Trossard. He said about Trossard.
Well, you could have told me that before I started spouting on, Don.
Well, I'm not crystal ball. I didn't realise you were going to say that about Caicedo. You said it about Trossard.
You heard it, though.
Well, I know, but I just wanted to sort of let it go. I felt here.
I apologise to Adam Lallana for that. Don, how does Jorginho rank on your all-important and carefully curated list of quality midfielders that cost less than £50 million? How do you rate his move to Arsenal?
All right, he's moved really good. 12 million quid, that's 12 million. 18-month deal, I think, with an option of a third. The way he plays the game, I think he's perfect for Arteta's style. I think Arteta's always been a fan of his. I think it's a no-brainer. In the land of spending £120 million on a number 8 that doesn't score 1 million goals, that cost 10 million last year, 12 million for him, who's won everything in the game, seems a bargain.
Meanwhile, Mark Cucurella learned Jorginho left Chelsea in the middle of an interview. This was great because they were asking him a series of questions, including who's the most intelligent player, and he said, "Oh, Jorginho, no doubt about it." And they were like, "Well, you can't say him because he's left the club." And Cucurella's like, "No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't gone." Like, yes, yeah, he has gone. Do the guys have any strange stories about finding out about a teammate's transfer? Must be weird. Like you go in one day and they're gone.
Yeah. Actually, was the only one I can think of that surprised me was Peter Beardsley.
Right.
When he went to Everton, straight from Liverpool to Everton. I just found it strange that you would let such a good player go.
And did you have a conversation with him about it? Like, was there
no, he'd gone.
Was there a little, like a cake?
No, Cucurella. He was gone.
You know, like here?
Yeah.
Here they have a big ESPN FC, ESPN sign, isn't it? Everyone signs it. You could have that. Best wishes.
I really want to know where you're going with this.
He's going back to
I really want to know where you're going.
Shaq?
I can't think of anything. But I mean, Ginola leaving Newcastle came as a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was in the summer.
Right.
I don't think.
Did you like turn up and the goalkeeper you normally train with just gone somewhere?
Nah.
No?
Not.
What about you, Don?
I can't remember, Dan. I can't remember.
Coley, Andy Cole. Well, you there with Andy Cole, Shaq, when he left Newcastle?
Nah,
to go to Man
I
U?
joined after Coley left. I joined after.
Yeah, that was a shock, being a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
My only strange one, Dan, was leaving Everton in a swap deal with a youngster at Everton who was going the other way to Sheffield United, and on the way to potentially sign a contract. Obviously, me and the lad weren't in touch, so we didn't know if I was going to accept the terms. He didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know if he was going to accept his terms at Sheffield United. So we were both going the other way. He's going from Everton to Sheffield United. I'm on the motorway going the other way. And I had to just sit in the hotel with my agent, watching Sky Sports and watching the ticker going across the bottom to see if the kid had landed in Sheffield to do his medical. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, please pass your medical, please pass your medical. He passed his medical. He got the phone call, get yourself to Goodison. You're good to sign. But it was stressful.
Oh, exciting. Shaka, since you've become the mayor of Newcastle, they've gone from strength to strength. It's strange, huh?
Yes.
Since you're given freedom of the city, they've done extremely well.
That's the effect I have, Dan.
That is the only reason, clearly, as to why their success has come.
Just saying, Dan, just Don reminded me there. I don't know whether you guys will remember a guy called Derek Statham.
No.
Well, he was a great left back, and unfortunately, he didn't play for England. I don't think he played for England at all, only because there were so many good left backs then. But Graham Souness was signing him for Liverpool on a short-term deal.
Okay.
Now, this is a guy who'd been at West Brom pretty much his whole career. He'd been, yes, in the First Division, but basically in the middle of the First Division his whole career. Never won anything. Gets a chance to go to Liverpool. Signs, they agree all the terms, signs the whole thing. And then he has his medical. And he failed his medical. And I remember walking into the players' lounge, and he was on the phone to somebody, and I didn't know, and I turned around and I said, "Oh, hey, how you doing? You know, congratulations." And he just looked at me and went, "I'm not saying it." And his face, it was like the blood drained out his face. Oh. I mean, you talk about disappointed. What an absolute nightmare for the guy.
What a lovely, uplifting story. Shaka, since you've become the mayor of Newcastle, they've gone from strength to strength.
Yes,
you plan to run for the sporting body of Trinidad and Tobago.
No. Is the short answer to that question?
Wow.
No.
No?
A definitive no.
Wow, that's very definitive.
It's...
What if you became one of Jules's special sources at the sporting...
Isn't that cheesy, man?
Why do you
Because then financially...
well, how is that supposed to change things being one of Jules'?
Well, financially he could reward you.
He already says he doesn't reward
right.
his
OK, that is it. Jules, before we go, just give us an update. Enzo, not confirmed yet?
Not yet, no, but Marcel Sabitzer to Manchester United, as we explained on the show. This one has been announced just now by Manchester United for the loan from Bayern Munich. It all went really quickly. He flew over from Munich, went to Carrington to do his, or to the hospital to do his medical. He's all down now. And I mean, he won't be able to play tomorrow, but he should be able to play at the weekend and then in midweek, because United have obviously 2 games coming up back-to-back now in the league.
How did you get from Munich to Manchester? He flew in. Jules can't see us. He has no idea what we're doing.
Oh, he can't see.
And what about that other one, that Ziyech guy? What's he up to?
So the latest I got from PSG is that they believe they did everything on time, that the problem, as we said on the show, was on the league's end. Their system seems to have broke down through the evening. The league, maybe they would just too many deals. I don't know, but no, it's true. It's a true story, I promise you. So they have to wait until tomorrow to see if FIFA and the league, etc., can sort this. They're still quite positive that the deal will go through, but we'll have to wait until tomorrow.
That's it. How long does it take to get home from the studios, Jules?
Now, obviously, there's no traffic at this time, so 45 minutes. I'll be in my bed in an hour, so thank you very much for having me on tonight for so long. I can stay longer if you want me to,
No, that's fine. How long will it take you to get to bed, Don?
10 seconds.
He's just going to fall over.
She's got you sleeping in the garage again. That's good. ESPN FC is back on your screen tomorrow. Be sure to join us. Of course, more reaction to what we've seen on transfer deadline day. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.